Good morning. Welcome to part 7, building a custom Axis and Allies table for G40. Now, we're at the cup holder section. Now you should have, the last video we did this, all this crap, some reason I got a thumbs down. If you're gonna give me a thumbs down, you gotta tell me why so I don't repeat the same thing in another video. So, now, cup holder. Remember, this is 3 and 5/8, which is this. We went over the cup holder in another video, 3 and 5/8. Got some blocks, 3 and 5/8. Okay, you're gonna need one over here, over there, over there, over there. We're just gonna do right here, but basically, gonna get one of these bad boys, 3 and 5/8. Actually, I need 2. I forgot. Okay, because what I'm adding here is a section for the cards. Okay. What I use for spacers, remember we split those pieces. I just use these. I figured that looked like a good space. Reason is you can measure it, do anything you want, but I prefer to have some blocks in there because it keeps this from rolling at all when you do the nail off. It's just you just squeeze and shoot. You notice how I did a lot of it. It's just squeeze and shoot. Why measure everything? Just cut some spacers. Makes everything a lot easier, especially for me, because I got to go around it and do it 5 times for 5 tables. So I did forget my glue. Let me get my glue. Got the glue. Okay, this one's all froze up. What's going on? Someone took my glue bottle. And they left me with this junk one. All right, there we go. Let me grab air compressor. Let me grab some staples. Man, I'm not prepared, am I? Not prepared at all. I got some staples in that one. Okay, so we're gonna need the stapler again. We're gonna need the we're gonna need the 18 gauge again. Same nails as before. And we also gonna need the pin nailer again. Man, somebody was here working and messed up all my stuff. Alright. And the pin nail, we're actually going to not use these small ones here. We need the big ones. Somebody else was messing with my stuff. Alright. Sorry, I didn't realize someone else has been here working, taking my stuff. Okay, so you need the pin nailer. We're also going to have to go get a hone here. Which is 3 and 5/8 because this is 3 and 5/8. Okay, so you're gonna need one of these. Home Depot, like 20 bucks. All right, let's start with the pin nailer. Shims. I'm gonna go sides and bottom. Get that glue off of there. When the glue seeps out like that, it's it's good, it's bad. I know that's not my glue bottle because the tip's all messed up, so somebody jacked mine. But just use, if you have excess glue, just use it to fill the cracks. You're gonna sand it later. Oh, since someone else was here, I better go check my air pressure too. Make sure they didn't crank it up to 5,000 or something. Okay, next, we're gonna cut some blocks. 3 and 5/8. Why? Again, because this is 3 and 5/8. We're gonna do 3 and 5/8, 3 and 5/8. I put X's on mine just so I don't get the rotation wrong, just because they are pretty close. This one is a chop saw, and just by coincidence, they kind of ended up almost the same. Okay, so got that done, that done. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Add another block. Smear that glue around a little bit. We're gonna get the big sander, we're just gonna dust the whole thing, so it's all good. Okay, now with that thing done, that should be a perfect fit. See that? Okay, so there's no going like this, it's just gonna work. So let's just blast through this really quick. Make sure you go on low setting, otherwise you're gonna go all over the place. Bam. Next, depending on your cup holder, you might this part might vary, but I'll show you what I mean. So you can cut yours to where you need them. Get the sawdust out of here. Grab a pencil, cup holder. All right, now you can see where your radius is. Okay, and you can kind of imagine what you need to fit. So you're gonna need a triangle that is gonna fit in that section. So when we sand it, it's all nice and smooth and filled in. Now, your cup holder might have a different ring. I don't know. So yours is gonna change. But you wanna do, just get as close to the base as possible. Mine ended up being stand by, get the measuring tape. What it might end up being? 1 1/8 is what mine ended up being. So flip them all upside down. Oh, it's too many. Always glue everything. So gonna add years and years of not falling apart. Now, if you have to, I'd rather you go too high than too low, because then we're gonna dust it with the sander. If you're too low, you're always gonna have these divots in there. So just make sure you're flush on top. Crap, man, crap. Cool. Bam, okay, cup holder. Now, I'm gonna not do it in the video, but I gotta go around and do the other ones, but you don't need to watch me do that, so we're just gonna move on. This section here is, it's totally open what you wanna do. For me, for my cash, I need a place for facilities, I need a place for my research and development roundels, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to separate the target select, the convoy, the damage markers. I may or may not, as of right now, I don't know, so I'm just going to skip that, because if I do, you're just going to basically do what, you just add more chambers. But how did I make this? Now, sorry I don't have the video for this part, but I'm trying to make 5 tables at the same time, and it gets kind of difficult to stop to film every little tiny aspect, especially for this, because you're probably not even going to do this anyways. You're going to do whatever your own thing is. This is made for my cash. Not using my cash, but this isn't going to work for you anyways. You're not using what do I have? 80. If you're not using the 96 dice. Well, this isn't going to work for you anyways. Okay, you're going to be doing your own thing. The main thing is to show you that the possibilities are endless. I'll show you what I do, and you can kind of make your adjustments. I know a lot of people use poker chips. This is all going to be different. Okay, so that's why I didn't think it was that important. I need to go over this. Basically, you can see how it's made. Remember we made those rails. Okay, you just do the miter cuts and then fill it in. What this is here is the same strips we used on the very first video or two to do our buildup. We got this piece, we put the face frame on, then we nailed on that side piece. It's just remnant of that. It looked like a good depth to me, so that's what I used. So you should already have some of those. You can see here we just you framed it, put the side piece on just like we did over here. It's the same thing. Just do whatever you want to do. And also, you know, depending on printer, I've had people say the money is this size, money is this size. It all depends on your printer. When they go to print, there are all these options they pick. You know, fit the screen, don't fit the screen, do this, don't do that. Okay, it all depends on the options that your printer that you do is the exact size. This is going to be. I only use 4 bills. I have an extra chamber, so I just divided this up into enough to get. I just made this long enough to do 5 equal chambers. Okay, so you can do your math. Now, what I needed though, because I want to fit 2 rows of dice. So basically, I do 2 rows of dice, and then I get the measurement to do this. Okay. So if you kind of got to think about what you want to do first before you start building things, make sure you have enough space to do the important things that you need. Now on my table at home, my dice go this way, which I really like, but remember I took off those couple inches, and so now I'm going to have the dice going this way. So chips are going to be somewhere else. Don't worry about chips are going to be in a secondary part. Actually, this is going to be the last part we do until we start sanding. There are more parts to this after this, but like I said, those are secondary. Those will be on after the painting process, and those pieces will be done individually in a separate painting process, and then it'll just go together. But for now, let's get this going. Let me see here. So we have shims and shims and shims. This is the same stuff I was just talking about. Okay, I needed some shims. Now, when we split that wood. Remember I had you split the that piece. Where's that? Hold on a second. I lost the little bag. There you go. I had you split the wood, right, to make those 3 pieces. Now when you split the wood, you would have had one that was thicker, okay? Now if you split that to make 3 of these, you know, you are now elite, okay? I did too, but I had extra of these because remember I did so many. I didn't feel the necessary need to risk getting smacked by doing more than I needed. So I actually have a few of these thicker ones extra, which is important because the thicker ones are what you need. This is just barely thicker, but it makes a big difference on this dice section. So just keep that in mind for these shims. Okay. Now for me to fit, I'm doing 40 dice and then 8 dice. This isn't the right piece. Man, look at my parts. I think I forgot some. Be right back. Okay, here we go. I have 40 dice, then I have 8 dice per side. Like I said, 48 dice per side, 96 dice. We're gonna find the center here. That should be 22 3/16 for me, I think, or is it 5? I can't remember now. Oh wait, what did I say? Oh, 22. 1, 2, 3. And the only reason I know is because I've done this already on the other table. So that's my center. And then let's do it again. 22 3/16. It's just, like I said, that's just mine. That's just mine. Okay. Phew. Man, it's like 1 in the morning here. Super tired, super tired. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is this is where it's gonna come in handy if you are making a porter or a fold-up table versus a stationary table, because we're gonna flip this up and do some marks. And if your table does not fold up, you're gonna have to flip it over. You're gonna need this nailer here. This one. Oops. Forgot to fold this up. Okay. Okay, for what I'm doing here, 10 7/8 shim. Just like the other time, we're gonna go here underneath. What fell? Oh, we're gonna go underneath here, and we're just gonna mark it. Like I said, yours may or may not be the same because you're gonna do whatever it is you're gonna do in this chamber. Like I said, I don't know, Historical Board Gaming has money. It's not the same size as mine. Like I said, people use poker chips. Obviously, I don't. Not that I don't like them, it's just I really like my cash. Okay. We're going to use this as our guide because this plus this for the rows of 2 dice, which is 1.25, fits in this. Okay, so it's all nice and snug. So what we're going to do is just going to use this as our guide. We're going to pull. We're going to go underneath the table, pull and shoot. Just slide it down, pull and shoot. Slide it down, pull and shoot from underneath. I like having my guides. I don't like measuring too much. I measure once, cut it out, and then use it for everything, especially on a production run. For the 16 gauge, now we're going to just push. Take glue out of there. Like I said, this bottle, man, is not my bottle. It squeezes out too easy. It's like somebody's messed up the tip so much that the whole bit. Okay. Slide this bad boy down. Do it again. If I'm in your way, sorry. See? 1, 2. Switching guns. Going to the stapler. I'm going to use 1-inch staples. I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. Remember, I'm just going to go underneath. Let me see if I can get this closer. I'm just going to go underneath, and as I push up, this panel's going to be pushed up. It's going to push this way, push down, and squeeze. Remember, if you marked it right, you're not going to shoot. You're not going to shoot your finger. Trust me, if you marked it wrong, you will find out. Okay, and then pull and squeeze. Okay, so that's it. We're done with staples. We're actually done with the stapler for the whole project now. Okay, now what we're going to do is put this back in position. We're going to go glue from here to here, not all the way, here to here. Wait, can you see me? Yeah. Okay. Drop that glue down there. Now remember, this is 1.25, enough for 20 dice. 80 dice, and a little bit spare, so it's 12.5. The next one for the dice is, for me, like you want to check your dice. I use 16 millimeter dice, 3 and 5 sixteenths. Okay, this is where you got to get specific. It's hard for me to give you numbers because I don't know what you're using. I don't use the out of box dice, so I order some online, and I also custom do my own dice. I custom die them, age them. So do they get a little change being in the acetone, the 16 millimeter? Maybe they changed, maybe they didn't. I don't know, but they get acetone bath for like a day. So I have no idea if they dissolved anything off of them. So remember, for mine, just so yours, you're gonna have to measure the width with some space. Remember, you're gonna be painting. Okay, you don't want it tight. You want the dice tight. You're gonna, you don't want the paint to get rubbed off because their dice are too tight. Okay. Find the center, because for me, I want this side to have theirs, I want this side to have theirs. So starting off by finding the center, you're going to cut blocks just at 1.25 because this is 1.25. Okay, so just insert one of those in there. Oops, just put some glue. Now it's tight, good, because everything's snug. Okay, now we're gonna drop down a shim, Put some glue on top of that. Drop down a shim, drop down a shim. Put some glue on top of that. Don't nail anything yet because we might have to do some adjustments. Just work kind of fast so that nothing sets up and then you're free to move stuff around for a little bit. Okay, we're going to drop these in. A little tight over here, but it's okay. Make sure they're just flat. Alright, we're going to put it in 2 more cubes. Cube on this side. What this is doing is separating the battle dice from the numbered dice. You still got to have, if you use the battle dice, you still have to have numbered dice for convoy disruption and for bombing raids. So you still got to have a little bit of dice. All right, so we're going to do a shim and do the same thing. Shim and a shim. This is why it's important that you use the thicker shim, because otherwise the dice will be too low. Alright, we're going to drop that shim in, and I should have another one of those, but I don't. Where is it? Unless I got lost on the... Oh, come on, where is it? Dun, 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 dun. Well, that sucks. Alright, well, anyways, let's just get this in, and it'll turn up in a second. What I want to do is we're going to tap this whole chunk down, and so that edge is flush, and then this edge will then this edge will also be flush. And it looks like my battery is about to die, so crap. Let's hurry and get this done. Except I can't find my piece. Well, since my battery is about to die, now I got too much left to do on this video to cut it off. No, I don't. Okay, what this is going to show, what we're going to do next, you're going to cut 2 pieces here. Okay, you're just going to put these in here, and you're just going to center this, okay? So these chambers are the same here. Is this reason you did that is so the dice is here, and they're easy to grab, okay? Because my battery's flashing. It's almost been 25 minutes anyway, so there's nothing else to show you. So see you for video 8 coming up.